Sometimes life's problems can be too much. When you need a helping hand or a friend to talk to, Serena is there whenever or wherever you need her. Follow the link in the description for your free trial.
Am I the asshole for grounding my 16-year-old son for a month after he called his stepdad a slur? I'm 43M, my son is 16M. I'm divorced, have been for a few years now, and my ex remarried recently. Her new husband, Jonathan, is black, we're white. He and my ex are now expecting a baby together. He also has 2 teenage boys himself. My ex and I share custody, but our son spends most of his time at my place because he has more room and privacy here. Last weekend he was at his mom's and on Sunday, he called me all upset saying to come pick him up. I rushed over there and found out that he got into a fight with Jonathan over some chores and Jonathan locked him out of Wi-Fi and banned him from video games until he does his chores, which is how my ex and I also discipline him, and Jonathan has our permission to do the same if my son acts out. He can use the same methods he uses with his sons. More long-term, serious punishments are of course decided between my ex and I, but, no video games today, type of thing is totally fine for Jonathan to do. My ex and Jonathan then told me that my son got all upset over this punishment and told Jonathan to FCK off. Jonathan then told him to stop talking like that, to which my son replied, "You and your sons ruined my life, so you don't get to tell me what to do. I won't take orders from AN anyway." I asked my son if this is all true. He said yes. He actually called him the N-word, because, well, isn't it true? I lost it and told my son he is grounded for the whole month of December. My ex agreed. He is obviously annoyed and angry, because he had tons of plans with his friends. He said that I am overreacting to one word and am being unfair. My brother and mom agree with my son, and are saying that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. AITA? Not the asshole, and I'm sure your ex and Jonathan appreciate this more than you know. It is worth trying to figure out what kinds of online communities your son is spending time in. He is the perfect demographic to be recruited by alt-right creeps. ETA. OMG y'all. Yes, the family reaction is problematic. But unless the son, uncle, and grandma have a secret bunker where they go to be racist for multiple hours a day and no one is around to hear them, it is 500,000% more likely a typical teenage boy is spending more time each day on online forums, TikTok, and/or MMO gaming than sitting alone with extended family members but not op. Limiting access to grandma isn't going to single-handedly fix the issue if he has virtually unlimited access to toxic spaces online. Goodness. Am I the asshole for telling my dad his gift wasn't a gift? My boyfriend and I were having dinner with my dad and his wife a few months ago and they mentioned that they had gotten tickets to Cirque du Soleil. I told him that my boyfriend and I would love to go see it looked really cool. A few days later he excitedly told me he had gotten us tickets for the same night and he sent them to me via email. He mentioned that the tickets weren't together because he bought them at separate times, but he figured we could drive together. I figured no big deal, it's a date anyways. Last night we had dinner with him and his wife and over conversation I found out that the tickets he gave me were his and his wife's tickets, and they had upgraded to the VIP experience, which involves special seating and special bathrooms and concessions and free alcohol. I got a bit upset and told my dad it didn't sound like he did this for me, but because his wife wanted an upgrade and they just threw me the scraps, and that wasn't a gift. He told me I didn't have to go if that's how I felt and that I was being spoiled, and his wife told me I need to grow up. He is always going out and doing extravagant things with his wife, and I know they could have afforded to get us the upgraded passes too, but of course, only his wife gets the red carpet. Am I the asshole? Yes, you are the asshole? He's not obligated to give you any tickets, and he probably could have traded his towards the premium package. The polite answer was thank you. You got free tickets to the Cirque and you're bitching about it because it's not the luxury experience? Yeah, you are the asshole, and pretty damned entitled. Seems like your real problem here is that you don't want stepmom to get anything nice, but it's none of your beeswax what your dad gets for her. I bought tickets for my family for Xmas last year and even the most basic tickets were like $140. Yes, you are the asshole. And an ungrateful brat. How old are you? If you don't want scraps then just get your own tickets. If you're an adult you shouldn't expect your parents to still pay for your things. I would have gladly taken the free tickets. You do sound entitled and spoiled. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Hey op. Wrong sub. Try the begging and choosing one. 8th The asshole. I ordered seafood for myself and coworkers despite one of them being allergic to shellfish. I work nights at a hospital, and I work a lot of overtime, so I spend 36-72 hours at work per week there. Most of us don't bring food and end up putting in one big order on someone's phone and Venmoing that person. There's a woman I work with, call her M, who has allergies to shellfish and peanuts. We often accommodate her by ordering from her chosen restaurants. One night, I decided to order from this place I love that has a lot of seafood and non-seafood options. I offered my coworkers the option to put in an order on my phone if they wanted to. So, people start putting in orders on my phone and M starts making a big stink. Talking to others about how inconsiderate she thinks I'm being and saying things out loud like, "Guess everyone's ordering seafood tonight. Hope I don't die." Here's our conversation. M. I wish we could order from Restaurant B, since I can eat their food. Me. How did you find that out? M. I just ate there once and nothing happened, so I kept going and felt safe because I never had a reaction. Me. Oh, well, maybe we could call this restaurant and explain your allergy to see if they can accommodate you. M. No, even if they say they can, it's too risky. Me. This is the best place to take a risk, it's the hospital, we have EPI pens everywhere. M. Oh, no, I don't use EPI pens, mine has been expired for 3 years. I don't even carry one. I'm so careful with my allergies that I don't need one. Me. So you want the whole unit to tiptoe around your allergies every time we order food? Yet despite the risk of anaphylactic shock, you don't even have an EPI pen? M. Like I said, I am so careful that I haven't needed one the last 3 years. Me. Well, I don't like that you are putting the responsibility on me to protect you from your allergies when you clearly don't take them seriously enough to carry an EPI pen. M. Make sure you wash your hands, and your work area really well, like scrub everything down when you're done and don't come anywhere near me when you're eating. I walked to the break room and came back to her complaining about me to the charge nurse who agreed with her. But we ordered anyway. 1. If you don't like what I'm ordering, you are most definitely welcome to order your own food. 2. Why should I worry about being extremely careful with your allergies if you don't even care to carry or replace your EPI pen for 3 years? I get the whole allergy menu thing for invite-only and RSVP events, but to expect me to change my diet to exclude your allergens at a place where I spend most of my time is ridiculous. But maybe I'm wrong? Am I the asshole? Edit for clarification. We are both medical professionals. Edit to clarify. It's not specifically a seafood restaurant. It's a sports bar. Edit again lol. She's specifically allergic to shellfish. But frowns upon and avoids all seafood at all cost. I only know because I asked her that night. My plate specifically contained seafood but not shellfish, so I made the comment that she should be fine and she responded, "No, in my house we treat all seafood like shellfish because you never know." I can't believe all the YT verdicts. WTF. It's not their responsibility to monitor the health of their coworker, especially as that person barely even manages it themselves. Op. Not the asshole. Eat what you want. It's not like you were gonna go breathe all over them and spread shellfish germs everywhere. Geez people, you can't baby the world all the time. Not the asshole. Your coworker is very entitled and rude. It's her allergies and her job to monitor them. She could have ordered from another place. The world doesn't revolve around her. Not the asshole. I have a shellfish allergy, and I would never expect other people to avoid eating it around me. Would I be the asshole if I don't share my inheritance with my half-siblings? My father, 63, left my mom, 62, when I, 37, was 10 years old. He was having a baby with his girlfriend, now wife, 50. My mom was a stay-at-home mom and didn't finish college. She had gotten pregnant with my older brother, 42. My father was an ass and made the divorce as shitty as possible for my mom. We ended up moving in with my paternal grandparents. He was their only child and they were disappointed in him. They helped my mom go back to school. Once she finished school she wanted to pay them back but they wouldn't let her. They also basically disowned my father. He was invited over for Thanksgiving and Christmas but that was about it. They did love their other grandchildren though. They always provided gifts and contributed to their education. My grandmother passed away a few years ago from breast cancer. And my grandfather passed away last year from complications related to COVID. And he left everything to my brother and I. It wasn't a huge estate. And it's not life-changing money. Both my brother and I are well established in our careers. They left my father $500. The lawyer explained that it was a way of avoiding him being able to challenge the will. They also left each of my half-siblings $10,000. My brother and I each got over $100,000. My grandfather said that since my brother and I had grown up without a father, by his choice, but his other children had, then he felt this was fair. He also left my mom his house and some money. She had been taking care of them for a long time and they never stopped thinking of her as a daughter. My father approached my brother and I recently saying that his other kids are struggling with finance and that we should split everything with them since we really don't need the money. He also tried to get my mom to renounce her inheritance. She laughed in his face and asked for all the child support he owed. I get that it's not my half-siblings' fault, but they had a dad to take care of them growing up and we didn't. So neither my brother or I agreed to share. Now my father, his wife, and all my half-siblings are calling us assholes for being so greedy and not helping them through the hard time they are going through. Am I the asshole? Edit. Yes, $100,000 is a lot of money. When I said it wasn't life-changing, I meant that I would still have to work for a living. I would still have to save for my retirement. I would still have a mortgage. I hope I didn't come off as 1%. Not the asshole. You know that your sperm donor isn't going to leave you or your brother anything when he does. Your grandmother and grandfather loved you and wanted to help you guys. And I'm glad your mom had their support. They sound like wonderful people. Not the asshole. You don't owe your half-siblings anything. This is your grandparents trying to do right by you after failing to raise a son that would. Your grandparents sound like wonderful people and I'm sorry for your loss. Not the asshole. It's not your father's money to distribute, it's your grandfather's. He clearly knew what he wanted to do with his property. Your dad is the asshole here for thinking he's entitled to something that's clearly not his. I'm so glad you had such loving grandparents who saw how great your mom was and how awful your father was.